they're wrapping up. They're starting to wrap up. I would just do the countdown so you could talk a little bit beforehand and stuff. Yeah, so weird. I can hear us talking. Yeah. All right. All right. I'll be back. Oh, wait. You're good. You're good. I was wrong. Okay. Or if you want to chill in a driver's chat too, that would be smart. Maybe if they can't hear. Well, if you got a way to turn off us off. That's weird. Yeah, because I can hear me clearly. That's so funny. Hi, everyone.
Let's get it tonight. Man, we are ACS. We are down at Charlotte riding out on the East Coast tonight. The points, man, the points are getting tight tonight. Let's take a quick look. Got the correct car now. Got you a good car. All right, Stroker. Let's take a look at the points where we've got right now. Man, we've got Tyler Dohard that's got 2 wins this season, leading out the points with 202. You've got Richard Michael, also known as Ford Tough, sitting in P2 at 158. Top 3, we've got an Austin Swinford, part of Spinny Racing, Lines Mud 18. And P4, we have got Taylor Land as an NNR Trip, sitting at 156. David Bowen, suspect spotted at 123. Unfortunately, Austin will not be able to join us tonight as he is on a family vacation. So he'll have to catch up next week, but that'll work for him. Sitting in the 5th spot, or 6th spot, we have got Catch Dog 70, who's sitting at 119 points. And in the 8th position, we have got Irish FL, who actually broke Dohar's streak last week. If you look down at the bottom right of your screen, you're going to see where we've got our team points. So right now, NGR is leading it at 519, with Spinny Racing running in second at 435. Another Left Turn Motorsports 373 MP3, and 5 and 6 respectively Grams and Hurst Racing and Lock and Loaded at 239 and 223. They just gave me the heads up that they're wrapping up qualifying. So let's take a moment, hit that national anthem, thank a veteran, and we'll get to racing here in a second.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early checkered stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Woo! If I don't get you ready to go racing, I do not know what will.
Some folks even say this is where the apple pie was invented. Basically, everything down here moves a little bit slower. Unless, of course, your last name is...
And this started 3 weeks ago, and it's going to end tonight. Someone is going to be taking home 50 big ones tonight. But they have got to survive all 4 stages tonight at Charlotte. Let's make sure everybody knows, and I'm going to get it set up before. We give a big old shout out to Hager, who has actually put up the donation for the race tonight. So the $50 is from him. I will be spamming his link throughout the chat. Give that man a follow. Give him a like. Give him a sub. Some bits. Anything is appreciated. So if we just chill tight, they are wrapping up qualifying. When they get done, we are going to go hot to the action over on the East Coast. Hagger, we love you too, man. I am getting that link. If actually, you know what? If you want to throw it out there, and I will copy and paste it, and we will run it tonight. And welcome back, Stroker. Glad everything's getting better and working out for you, brother. See if I can get it pulled up here. Alright, everybody, so go ahead and get you some Coke, some popcorn, some beer. We ain't got to worry about everybody waiting for the parking. We ain't going to be in Nashville and put a 3-hour delay on the race. But hey, if you want to pay for parking, you're more than welcome to pay, bits, subs. It's all welcome.
Baby, I'll see you in a little bit.
Welcome, Mr. Rock NASCAR. Now, Mr. Rock was a very lucky winner last week. He picked up that $25 gift card from Bass Pro Shop. All right, about to load in. Shoot me some invites and let me know when to roll. Hagger on Twitch. It wouldn't let you paste it. All right, I'm sorry for that one. There must be something with... Well, I tell you what, they can't tell me I can't post it.
Baby, I'm really trying.
Xbox music takes over. It goes loud. All right, we are loading in. They say they fixing to go. Let's jump in and go hot to the action. We are loading in. Computer or something's been a little slow. As you can see up there in the top left, man, we have got the Haggard 300 here at Charlotte, and it looks like Amtrak has jumped out to the lead, and we have got screen issues. Let's see if we can fix this. And we've already got a caution that has broke out. Vote for Bacon. Okay, that is a nice one. I have to say I'm with him on that one. But sitting in P1, we have got Amtrak. Sitting in 2, I'm going to have to start remembering these names. Sir Graham's In 3, we've got the 18 car of Hot Gotsum. Let's see if we can roll back to the 4th position. All right, but we're going to get it going again, starting it over. Xbox is always having problems there. It looks to me as they are already getting a little dicey going 3 wide into 1 and 2. And they are 4 wide. Now, Charlotte is a good wide track. They can do that. Hot Gotsum got his nose cut off just a little bit. And we've got one going up into the wall who's fading out of 4. Sir Graham's, who we are riding with in the 11 car, is running in the P4. Now, he had a very good finish last week, taking P2. As we cannot forget the little shakedown at Bristol, where it was very controversial there at the end, but it was all worked through. And Hallmark is fighting on the outside of the 22. And they have made it 3 wide. That was a 33, my apologies, of NNR Trip. Haggard, I'm still learning them. So, but make sure y'all, the link is in. Make sure you give this man a follow. Tell your friends, your family, share the stream tonight. And when you share it, make sure you that right there, that Twitch Hager 223XKY. Give him a follow too. And right now it looks like everybody is starting to follow behind Amtric. Irate Pluto came in today as the news broke, being the newest member of the Spinny Racing team. So we're going to try to rotate through the field. Texas Terry in the 32 Art car and one of the newest members of the Richard and Graham's Racing. His contract was signed a little in the dark. And Dohar, who looks like he is hanging back in the back. Dohar's been kind of beat up these past few races, so he's probably just trying to avoid all the nonchalant BS that may be going on. But he also could be saving gas. We will find out later. And it looks like AMC is starting to pull away in that vote for bacon. Ford Mustang, I like that. Vote for bacon. If you don't like bacon, you got my condolences. And they are going 2 wide, 2 deep, fighting for the P2, 3, 4, and 5 position. As Hot Gotsum is edged out ahead of Sir Graham's NNR Trip, and I believe that is Ford Tough. So it's going to be interesting to see if the teams start working together, as you've got 2 out of the same stable running in the top 5. And we're going to see if we can pick up a point of view here. Now, I just want to give a shout out to all y'all that are out there tonight, man. I'm going to tell you what, I've tried this new social media. Some of y'all use it. I ain't familiar with it. I'm getting there. TikTok. So, look for your boy on TikTok. We're trying to get ACS out there any way we possibly can. Right now we're riding with the 41 of Irish FL, who got the win last week at Bristol, but right now he looks like he is sitting calmly in the I believe that's going to be a P4, P5 position as we are starting to make a round and start picking up some lap cars. Lap traffic should not be an issue as wide as this track is. There should be plenty of room for give and take. And Ford Tough gets a little squirrely coming out of 4 through the tri-oval. Tripp's trying to take the air off of him and get that run on him. And I believe, let's see who we want to ride with. Anybody got any fans out there? Y'all got any favorites y'all want to ride with? If you do, give me a shout out. Let me know, and we'll ride with them for a little bit. We have got 2 Spinny Racing teammates trying to team up on Dohart and get around them, as they are running in the latter part right outside of the top 10. And Spencer gets a little loose on the apron, is going to submit 2 positions, both to his teammates, so they should be working together. And Dohart has nothing but Spinny in his rear view mirror right now. Texas Terry, one of the new faces in the ACS, is looking to make up track position and catch his other 2 teammates who are still running up in the top 5. We're going to jump up front and see who we have got in the leader. If I can pick a good, it looks like Amtrak. I'm just going to go with AMC. Is pulling away. So he has got his car dialed in. Steadily walking away from P2 through 5. As High Gotham is looking to make a run on the inside, and Sir Grams backs it up to the high side to pick up his teammate. So now right here is where it's going to be very essential having your teammate with you, where you can get a good draft run here at Charlotte, because these turns are pretty even where you ain't got to take it too hard. But Tripp is going to look to be falling in behind the 2 car of Ford Tough and try to run that draft. Is this taking 2 of them to get by High Gotham on the low side? And Ford Tough has got a push and squeezes in between Sir Grams and High Gotham. And they shift up to the high side. They completely just juked High Gotham out. He thought he was going to get some help from the teammates and went to help, and they avoided him. So he is going to drop back out of P2 back to P5. This 4-car train right here should be able to catch up if they will keep it straight. And it looks like we just passed Hallmark, who is going into the pits. So this may be an early fuel strategy or fuel and tire strategy to see how it's going to play out. I shift on you who it looks like he is running right back on the outside of P6 or 7, just outside the top 5. It's riding with the 22, a suspect lost. And the 7 gets a little loose, gets a bump from the 22. As I believe I did read in the breaking news for ACS that Irate Pluto did sign up with the Spinny Racing Team. So that will be another one in their stable. He had a very strong run last week, but issues towards the end. And we are taking green flag pit stops. So the field is going to be shuffled up. And I will not have a clue who the leader is after he gets done. And we are down, coming around to 27. Well, we'll get somebody that's getting a 27. There's 28 left in the stage 1. Now, this is broke out into 4 stages tonight. So, if you missed the first stage, you still got 3 more you can get in here on this action tonight. And there goes the pit. Ethics. Whoa, we've got one flipping the 22 barrel road. Ford's going the wrong way in the pit. He moonwalk into his pit stall. Very finessed. I had not confirmed or deny who the leader is. I'm going to ride with Tripp, as I think he may be on point. Somebody needs to check with that 22, make sure he's okay taking the barrel roll down pit lane. We are looking to see if we can find a good fight out on the track. But it seems everybody is pretty much spaced out. We've got High Gotham and Sir Graham. I'm going to take a chance and say they are racing for the P3 and 4 position. They are going side by side into 1 and 2. Graham's gets a little loose, it looks like, going up on the high side, and High Gotham is going to take the position away from him. But he also could be getting set up to pick up his teammate, who is right there behind him. High Gotham is familiar with these two right here, as they hung them out to dry a couple laps ago. And oh, how the tables turn. It's Ford tough, and they are looking to go 3 wide coming out of 2. High Gotham leads off and does not press the issue. He does know it's still early in stage 1. So we are closing down the laps on stage 1. Everybody is fighting for that last final position they can get. As Ford Tough is starting to pull away from Ha Gotsum as Ha Gotsum split up the pair of teammates. We're going to ride with Irish FL, who is chasing down Hallmark and has NNR Trip in tow behind him. And behind Trip, we have got Catch Dog. And Hallmark gets a little loose coming out of 3, gets into a Trip a little bit, but they are able to save it. So we will continue racing going into 3 and 4. As Hallmark is stuck on the high side, as NNR Trip and Catch Dog 70 are looking to make the run on the inside. They have pushed Hallmark out of their little draft train they had, but he is still right on the edge, about 2 or 3 seconds behind them, catching up with that draft. Catch Dog gets by on Trip as Trip. Looks like Trip maybe got into the wall just a little bit and slowed down, lost some speed. As him and Hallmark are running side by side, exchanging door numbers. Hallmark brushes the wall into 4, and that is going to let him lose any momentum he had coming out of 3 with Trip. As Trip does signal that he is heading to the pits. That is a habit he has got from NNR. Signaling on the back stretch when you are taking your pit. Irate Pluto gets to the inside. Oh, and there's some contact. I shift on you, gets into the wall, and is going to lose a whole lot of momentum off that. Right now we are riding with suspect spotted to the 34 car as he is by himself trying to catch a little bit of a draft of, I believe that is NNR Trip ahead of him. And we have got 9 left in the stage. So, and we have got a car turned backwards on the front stretch coming out of 3. And he gets down in time. There will not be a caution on that one. The 46 got spun, turning into the pits. That was very close right there coming out of 3. As there was not a caution brought out. As we are riding right now with Catch Dog 70, we are going to try to pick up and get with one of the front runners to see who is in what position. And tonight is looking like and we have got a caution out with about, ooh, what is going on, Human Target? Thank you for swinging by. I tell you what, we'll yank Pittsburgh up here in a minute. Maybe give us a quick rundown on what he's been seeing for his partake of it. But thank you, Target, for swinging by, man. I appreciate it. ACS appreciates it so much. It looks like we've got Texas Terry on point, wrapping up towards stage 2 with his teammate in P2, Catch Dog in P3, and Sir Graham's in P4. Well, I appreciate all the support. ACS appreciates the support, Human Target. Thank you. Right now, we're going to need some support to see if they go make it 4 wide. And there is Dohar, who has been hanging back towards the back first part of the stage, has now emerged up into the P3 and 4 position, as Catch Dog and AMC are fighting for the 2, 3, and 4 position, as Ford Tough is starting to walk away. And High Gotham comes into the picture, giving Dohar a little love tap. And we have got a good view, and I believe that might just wrapped up the stage. If it did, it was going to be Ford Tough in 1. Too close to tell between AMC and Catch Dog, and Dohar wrapping it up in P3. And we definitely, I tell you what, Human Target, you need to drop on in here and get all signed up with the ACS. Get to see some of this finesse driving you've got out there. So right now we have got about 8 cars still on the lead lap out of the full field of 17 that started tonight. It's Ford Tough is starting stage 2 in P1. Ford sometime has some, and that high side has completely slept as they are starting to pile up. And we have got a hornet's nest, door banging, beating, and they are going everywhere. AMC gets beat like a pinball, and that is going to bring a caution out as we have got at least 2 to 3 who got pushed down going through turn 1 and 2. We are going to restart this stage 2 and try it again. Sometimes, man, it just wants to throw it into a hyperlink. I have no idea why. As long as it's nothing you wouldn't say to your grandmama, it should be allowed in here. Unless your grandmother's a sailor, and she probably cusses more than most of us. Alright, so the restart's going to put Catch Dog on P1 with High Gotsum in P2, Ford Tough, and Sir Graham's wrapping out your top 4. And Graham's snuck in behind Ford Tough as Catch Dog gets a jump on that inside, and High Gotsum has been hung out to dry like some laundry in the 60s. And we are down to 44 laps left in stage 2. As Sir Grahams pushes his teammate Ford Tough into P1, but High Gotsum is hooked up with Catch Dog, and Grahams is getting left at the bottom. So they are fighting it, debating on putting it 3 wide. And there's the 3 wide as Catch Dog slows it down and lets some of the field pass as he kind of lost his run there. And your last week's Bristol winner, Irish FL, gets a little loose into the wall, and that's going to put I Shift You up a little bit. And they are shifting around as you're looking right now as Catch Dog, Irish, N&R Trip, I Shift On You, and Hallmark are fighting around between the 10 to 15th position. Well, that'd be about the 7th to 12th position. Well, you come on in and intimidate them all, Human Target, because I've already been told that you can move pretty good on the track. And we have got them going through the tri-oval. That looks to be Irish FL and either AMC or Catch Dog. It would not let me rotate through it quick enough, so we do not know for sure. And it looks like No Riders has prematurely hit the pits. And his night is over for the night, and that is a tough break for his team. We're riding with Catch Dog sitting in the P10 position. They have got a fight and a half starting to form with the top front, or the top 4. And they are thinking about making it 3 wide coming through the tri-oval. Irate Pluto is debating whether or not to stick his nose in there and put it 3 wide. And he decides to stick it down to the low side and push instead of split them. As AMC is getting shoved by the 41 of Texas Terry. And we have got him going through the tri-oval. Let's see who suffered that one. That was possibly Hallmark that was suffering on that. And we have got 35 to go left in stage 2 of this 4-stage race. 185 laps of racing tonight. NNR Trip is running in the P5 position, and he is getting a good welcome from the 32. As Texas Terry is starting to use the draft and catch the top 4 along with NNR Trip. And it looks like right now as they are running, we've got Sir Grams in P1, 4 Tough in P2, Dohar in P3, Hog Gotsum in 4, and NNR Trip is rounding out your top 5 as Texas Terry is sitting right on the threshold of the P5 break. And he is giving Trip a push, telling him go or I'm going to make you go. These top 6 have slowly started walking away from the rest of the field. As you see Catch Dog and I Shift on You back in the P7 and 8 position. And they are going 3 wide, going through 4 or 2 and 3. And 4 Tough is the one that suffers. That is going to allow Trip and Texas Terry to catch up with them. So that is going to let him get a little bit closer to his teammate as Sir Grams is opening up the gap away from P2 through 6. As we are starting to see the green flag pit cycle take place, you saw Irate Pluto and Onions coming out of the pit box. So it's going to be interesting to see if the team of Richard and Graham's Racing, since they are running close in the top 6 together, 3 of the 6 are on one team, whether or not they are going to pit together. There you go, Human Target. He comes in with the follow. He was like, I'm going to give it a minute. I'm going to see. if Sir Graham's pits and his teammate stays out, so they do not work the teammate together. As Texas Terry comes into the pits. So if I'm not mistaken, it possibly looks like Dohar has took the lead. And we will ride with... I shift on you momentarily. And make sure you see it right there. Give that Twitch a follow. Hager223XKY. If you ain't following them, you're kind of out of date. About like Heat is with getting us a position counter.
Can I have some of those pork skin chips?
As Texas Terry is tucking in behind the 41 car of Irish FL. I do not think so, Hager. I think he is. Well, there he is. So, yep, the leader just came in. So now we have not a clue who the leader is. So the 11 car is now the leader with 21 left to go on the stage. And Sir Grams has already came into the pits, so he should be able to wrap up stage 2 without any more pits. And Ford Tough gets a little loose, gets into his teammate coming out of 2 and 3, or 1 and 2, turn 2. Woo! These guys are not giving me a caution to figure out who's where. They're keeping it green tonight, wrapping around stage 2 with about 19 laps to go, as Sir Grams is still holding on to that lead. But his looks like his teammate is sitting in P2. I'm really not for sure who is on point. We're going to go with the 11. That was the last update I got, as we have got suspect spotted trying to make a run on I shift on you on the high side and does not have the momentum to stick it and get around him. So he is going to try it on the inside possibly as we come into tri-oval in 1 and 2. Gives him a good little bump as he had a very hot run coming out of the tri-oval into 1 and 2. As Dohar makes the pass on Catch Dog and Ford Tough. And we are still looking for a confirmation on a leader. All right, so 11 after the green flag pit cycle, the 11 of Sir Graham's is on point. And it looks like he has nobody within a good 4 to 10 seconds challenging him for that lead. All right, trivia question. Grams is in 1. Who's in P2? Oh, that was a quick response. Tripp is in P2. Well, what about P3? Let's ride with Tripp for a moment. We can see who is possibly behind him. And I'm going to go with Dohar and Ford Tough. So Sir Grams, who came up a little short last week at Bristol, is looking to change his luck a little bit. And we have got a caution somewhere. It looks like suspect lost is in part of it. Do not know what caused it. As we have got 12 to go before the caution came out. So it looks like we're going to have about a 10-lap shootout. And Sir Graham's Tripp, Dohar, Ford Tough, Catch Dog, and Texas Terry, as people are looking for their teammates, trying to get down on that inside. Nobody is willing to chance it and take it 3 wide. And Sir Graham's is trying to hold off Dohar, getting around him. Dohar gets it edged up, and they are 3 wide, bumping and banging going around 2 and 3 and 4. And they have got him going through the tri-oval. I believe that was a unscheduled pit stop from Catch Dog as he got pushed down into the pits. That completely looked like a game of pinball right there. After the smoke settles, Dohar has reclaimed P1 with Ford Tough in 2. as the 41 car of Irish and AMC come flying down through the trioval with a heck of a run. And AMC makes it stick going into 1 and 2 and takes the edge off of Irish FL in the 41 car. And we are riding with your top 6 right now. As the laps are counting down, we are probably at about lap 8 is what I'm going to go with. As Dohar is looking to wrap up stage 2. As Texas Terry gets a run on the high side of NNR Trip. Ford Tough gets into the wall, comes down on Hallmark. That is going to bunch them up going through the front of the trioval. As they are looking to respread it and going into 1 and 2, they have slowly broke away from the pack as Dohar and Graham is starting to walk away amongst the other 4 that are fighting for position. Tripp is looking to stick that nose on the inside of how Gotsam and get around him, but Gotsam has had that bottom line on lockdown all night tonight. We are down to possibly about 7 laps left in this stage 2 here at the Haggard 300. Make sure you give that like and follow. Look them up on Twitch TV at Haggard223XKY. As Tripp is stuck in the P4 position right now. We are down to 2 to go. And Rock comes in with the lap counter. And it looks like Dohar, possibly with no mistakes, is going to wrap up stage 2 unless Sir Grams and Ha Gotsam can get a run and close the gap within 1 lap. Welcome, Lord Racer. How are you doing tonight? And thank you for dropping by watching the American Cup Series. We are wrapping up stage 2. And Ford Tough is looking to get on the inside, but he has got his teammate Texas Terry behind him, and they cannot figure out. Mr. Henshaw drops in. And that is going to wrap up stage 2 as J.R. Dohar takes P1. Sir Graham's in 2 and Ha Gotsam wraps up P3. And you are not kidding, Lord Racer. That was a heck of a fight they had. On the German, I believe it is the German Grand Prix, those motorcycles. Alright, so starting page 3. Stage 3, we've got Tripp and Dohar on the front. And Tripp is through the grass on the restart. he possibly slept on the restart, and instead of packing the field up, he took it below the yellow. And Sir Grams and Dohar are bumping 1 and 2, and he gets a little bit of a love tap, and that is going to shake the field up as they are going 3 wide through the tri-oval. Somebody is going to give, and there they go on the front stretch. And they are scattering. Ford Tough is in it. Hallmark. Catch Dog. That's definitely going to bring out a caution on that one. Larson has dominated the past week. I don't know, Marty. I don't know if that was the big one. That may be a prelude to the big one, but we'll go with it. We may have a big one 2.0. And that just shows you with just a little bit of an error, one person gets out of whack, it can and will affect the whole field. So we're going to re-stack them up as AMC is on point now with Dohar once again on the outside. And AMC and Dohar are neck and neck going into 1 and 2, and you've got Irish FL has snuck into the P3 along with... Oh, I was wrong on that one. We had 2 cars ahead of them. Hi, Gotham is looking to go to the inside, and I believe that is Suspect Spotted. Suspect Spotted is up there in the front, and we are hearing crashing in the back. As they are shifting, fighting, bumping, going through the tri-oval, somebody is going to have to give. Rock, here might be your 2.0. As they are going 3 to 4 wide through 1 and 2. Nobody is giving, and there he goes out of nowhere. There it was. 1, 2, 3. We have got 3 involved in it. And I'm not for sure. It looked like Irate Pluto just got the air took off of him going on the apron and spun. I did not see any contact. That man did not drop the caution. Well, let's get right back up here where it is still a hornet's nest. It's Hot Gotsum, and I believe that is AMC is starting to pull away. And we have got us a barn burner going through the tri-ovals. We're starting into stage 3. Nobody is wanting to give. Haggard's $50 race winning here has brought out the aggressive in these drivers. I didn't see a big one, Lord Racer, but I saw a rough one this past weekend. Cindric got put into the wall right there in Nashville in the tri-oval. That was a hard lick he took. The blue shell. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some bananas thrown tonight. And Trip gives Irish FL a little bit of a hi, how you doing? As Sir Grams and Texas Terry are trying to close the gap down on Dohar. That they are. A lot of people do not get the reference over it. As AMC is looking to get on the inside of Hagatsum, going into 1 and 2, and he has the run, but can he make it stick? He is not going to give up anything to Hagatsum, but Gatsum has got a run coming out of 2 on the backstretch, and he has thus submitted the lead to AMC. And Hagatsum has dropped all the way back to the P6 position. And we have got 33 laps left in the Stage 3 showdown. It's Sir Grams who is sitting in the P5 as we are going to watch as these top 4 of AMC, Irish, N&R Trip, Dohar, and Grams are fighting somewhat for it, going through 3 and 4 as they are 2 wide and 2 deep. And this right here is where the slightest error can wipe out an entire field. And Tripp squeezes down in front of Dohar, tucks in behind the 41 of Irish, and AMC is hung out to dry. His teammates of Ford Tough and Texas Terry are going around 1 drafting each other. Hallmark is trying to put a little bit of a draft along with I Shift on You as they are rolling down through the backstretch. And Tripp gets loose going through the tri-oval. I am not 100% sure what happened on that one, but he did not lose too much ground, but he is out of the draft. As we're going to make our way up front, a suspect spotted gets a little squirrely through the tri-oval. That's going to allow Texas Terry and Ford Tough to catch up with them. And that draft is starting to form, and it looks like they are going to pick up Tripp. So those top 5 fighting better be on the lookout for these bottom 4 out of the top, 10. As if they can form a line, they will catch them, and we will have about a 10-car showdown as we close down Stage 3. I am trying to get on suspect spotted. There we go. As it looks like he is fixing to head into the pits. he gets loose going into the pits. That will cost him a little bit of time. As Spencer 77 and Catchdog are fighting side by side for that position, it looks like Span is going to let him have it and tuck in behind him and just ride the draft. As Dohar, who is now getting pressure from Sir Grams and Irish FL, as Hallmark, and I believe that was I Shift on You, get into each other. I Shift on You is on the losing end, and Catchdog is signaling that he is heading to the pits this time around himself. And we have got the green pit cycle going on again. Lord Racer, I have not 100% on that one right there. But Gerald has the answer. And it possibly looks like Dohar has retook the P1. If he has not pitted yet on these green flag cycles, he is hoping for a caution. As Dohart brings it in. So that is possibly going to put the 11 car of Sir Grams back in the lead with I was looking to see if I could get an update on the laps. As Gotham is running in P2 trying to get away from Irish FL. And Dohar is coming out of the pits. That looks like that's possibly going to put him into the P4 position. But Dohar having fresh tires, that is going to let him easily make quick work of Gotham going through 1 and 2. And Gotham gets a little squirrely going down to the inside, and Dohar is gone by him. I know Lord Racer 4 wins and still 10 points out. He may have that Harvick syndrome from last season. So Dohart being on fresher tires is easily making his way through the field as he is passing Irish FL right now on the backstretch and setting his sights on Sir Grams. And Sir Grams has nobody in front of him or backing him to help, so Irish and Dohar are going to draft with each other, and that will easily close the gap. Because Ford Tough and Texas Terry are working together in P5 and 6. And they are trying to close the gap down. And we are coming by. We have got 17 left in the stage. Now, this is a 4-stage race. So after stage 3, hang tight. We've got one more stage of it going. And it has been some white knuckle driving, passing, and drafting tonight. As we are looking with Hallmark, who is trying to hold off the 10 car of AMC. AMC is possibly using and abusing him for his draft, as AMC gets the run going on the inside and then sets his eyes on Catch Dog, who is running in P7. N&R Trip is using the draft of Onion in the 19 car to gain ground on the 7 of Stroker. As Stroker bumps into the wall, Trip eases off instead of splitting it 3 wide through 2 and 3. As Onion shoots down to the low side to get around, and Trip is going with them. I shift on you. Alright, as we are riding now with MC Kitrick. $10 bonus points. Finally pronounced it right. Well, as the 10 car of McKittrick looks to go on the outside of Suspect Spotted and is trying to catch up with 70 of Catch Dog. We'll get these names right before the season's over. I'll have to have a speech session with everybody. But right now, the session that we are watching is Irish FL going to the inside of Texas Terry, and High Gotsum is setting back. And it looks like Sir Graham's is heading into the pits. As we are going through some more green flag pit cycles, as Irish finally comes in, he is going to get refueled and tired up. As right now we are going to ride with the 2 car of Ford Tough, And you see just out of the picture, you've got I shift on you. Oh, that will be Catch Dog who we saw. So right now, as we go green cycle, we are going to look for somewhere out on the track where we have a good fight going on. But it looks like everybody is pretty spread out, as there is 7 to go in the wrap-up stage 3. Make sure before you leave tonight that you give Hager a follow. There is that Twitch. Give him a follow and a like. I'm not for sure if he is on Twitter, but if he is, I'm pretty sure he's going to tell me out in chat here in a minute. As Irish FL is starting to close the gap between suspect spotted, and everybody is pretty evenly spread out. So this possibly will go green the rest of the way to wrap up stage 3. As Onion gets loose into the wall, and Tripp is looking to make a run for him on the outside. Almost pinches him up to it. So I want to thank everybody that's out here tonight with the ACS at Charlotte. You have got here just in time as we are getting ready to go into stage 4, as we are slowly wrapping up stage 3, and Hallmark is looking to make a run on the inside. Gets into Spencer, puts him into the wall. I'm not for sure 100% what happened on that one, but it looked a little rough, as that Hallmark possibly lost it coming out of 4, and Spencer was the buffer pad between him and the wall. As Stroker is working with his teammate now of Spencer, and Hallmark sticks it 3 wide around High Gotsum, and Sir Graham's coming out of 4 through the tri-oval. And Hallmark is on a mission with those fresh tires. As Dohar is leading right now the closing laps of stage 3, as we are down to 3 laps to go. Alright folks, go ahead and get all your friends and family in here for the Haggard 300, as we are fixing to hit it into stage 4 and crown a winner and see who is going to walk away with 50 extra bones tonight. Remember, this is the first season of ACS, so next season tryouts will have, it is more than likely going to be the same content layout as this season. So after this season wraps up, which we have about 10 more races left, you want in on the money, you got to run for it. So we are going to get up here with Ford Tough and Dohar in P1 and 2, and we have got a new face of the 7 of Stroker, who looks like he is sitting in P3 with Ha Gotsam in P4. And they are going whichever way through the backstretch as NNR Trip is pushing on that inside line, trying to get it around Dohart, and Dohart shuts it down as they are going 4 wide through the tri-oval, and it looks like nobody is out. There's one. He did stick it and held it. That was a good run, going 4 wide through the tri-oval. As we are riding now within our trip, looking as we have got a bunch of bumping in. We have got 2 in the wall. 3 in the wall. It looks like it is going to be suspect spotted, onions, and I believe Catch Dog got caught up in the mix on that one. Catch Dog has had a strong car, but has been a receiver of unfortunate events tonight. Oh my goodness, this is the way to start stage 4 out, the same way we started stage 3 out, a caution within the first 2 laps of the stage. As McKittrick is back there starting on right beside Texas Terry, and it looks like some of the leaders had pitted as Ford Tough goes down. No, I'm wrong on that one. That was Stroker who almost had to go below the yellow because there was a slow restart there. And they are scattering again on the back stretch. As McKittrick and Tripp, oh lordy, I can't even say it. They are 3 wide going through the tri-oval, and they are sticking it through the tri-oval. 3 wide going out of the tri-oval, and we have got some bumping and grinding, fighting for position, and it looks like Catch Dog and I shift on you. One of the 2 was on the receiving end of that misfortunate event again. As it looks like a little bit of a lag from someone running up in the top 4. As Sir Grams has reclaimed P1 with Dohar in P2, Ford Tough in P3, Irish FL in P4, NNR Trip in P5, and we've got one shooting down low. And they are beating and banging back there in the back. As we're going to ride with these 4 right here, as they have got a fight going on. AWG TV coming in. What is going on? We have got some Ancient World Gaming up in here. Man, you have just got here perfect time, and we have started stage 4, and it has been, I don't know what to call it. I'm going to have to get me some oxygen. It is going too much. As Dohar is setting up in P1, and we've got Ford Tough in 2. See if we can rotate through the field somewhat. Sir Graham's in P3, suspect spotted in 4, Irish in 5, Tripp 6, McKittrick in 7, and suspect lost in 8th. As I have a feeling right here is where we're fixing to see a battle with High Gotsum and Texas Terry. These last 2 stages was just like the last 10 laps at the Xfinity race in Nashville. It has been crazy. That's all you can say, is crazy. As we are riding with High Gotsum, it looks like the Irish is starting to put a little pressure on Sir Graham's. That is Irish. But he has his teammate Texas Terry behind Sir Graham's. And Ford Tough is chasing Dohar down. Last week, Irish did break Dohar's streak. And Ford Tough is looking to get the run out of 4 going through the tri-oval, trying to get position on Dohar and get around him. But watch out, setting in 4 and 5, you have got the other 2 teammates of Ford Tough using and catching up with those top 2 cars in this 3-car draft that's coming out through the backstretch. And if they continue to stick it together and run that draft, and they have all shifted into the middle to low line, you are going to see them put some pressure on Ford Tough and Dohar in the P1 and 2. And make sure, everybody, you give this man right here. Oh, no. Wrong one. Let's find it. There it is. The sponsor of tonight's race, Haggard 223XKY. Give that man a like and a follow. As the Irish is not letting Sir Graham and Texas Terry catch them, so you have got Tripp, and I believe that is Catch Dog. See if we can get with it for sure. Of who is trying to push up towards the front. And it looks like there may have been some pits going on. As that was McKittrick that is pushing up with N&R Tripp, as they are trying to run their draft line and catch up with P2, 3, and 4. McKittrick's going to the inside of Tripp with the run, trying to make it stick. Lets off a little bit of net coding issue right there. They drive it through each other. And Ford Tough is still trying to catch track and chase down Dohar. As Dohar is slowly opening up the gap a little bit between the P1 and P2 position. Talking about recruiting, AWG, you have recruited some pretty powerhouses for Ancient World Gaming. So that is going to be something to be on the lookout for, especially the Call of Duty team you have put together. And if you want to know information about it, y'all do y'all's research for it, but look them up on Twitter, Ancient World Game. As we are once again going through some green flag pit cycles, and this has been the longest green flag racing we have had so far. And we have got 29 laps to go. So it is going to be interesting to see if somebody is going to try to stretch their fuel. And Irish FL is pushing Sir Graham's, trying to close the gap on Ford Tough and Dohar. I need to be recruited myself. Gerald, well, I don't know if Gerald recruited me for this. I just kind of fell into it, and we've kind of made it work, and it's been very beautiful so far. As Graham's and Irish are closing the gap on Ford Tough and Dohar with about 26 laps to go. As Hallmark is exiting the pits.
I heard my name. What you saying?
Who's in here? Oh yeah, I was talking about that y'all was recruiting. Y'all was talking about out there. I was like, you kind of recruited me, but we kind of meshed together pretty good.
Yeah, I've done a decent job recruiting this league together, trying to get it right. You know, sometimes you got to tell people, hey, it's best that you're not involved after telling them, hey, it might be a thing that's going for you, but not all the time. It's a business. Oh, we got some guys going to do. Hallmark got into Ford right there.
And Hallmark, being a lap down, is driving like he is on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Ford right there in P2. He is on the lead lap, trying to contend for the lead currently and the race win. Hallmark really, not being able to do that. He put Ford in the wall and really hurt Ford's chances.
As Dohart is coming into the pits, Ford Tough is coming in behind him, so that might just allow it to kind of regroup with them two right there, because Ford had chased him down the past 10 laps and closed that gap drastically.
Yeah, them two being on the lead lap, the only two coming off that last stage, it makes things very interesting. They were able to save the most fuel, especially Dohar, in that last stage, so it set them up to be the first state green flag pit stops right here in the final stage, stage 4. We'll see how it finishes up, because Hallmark putting Ford in the wall really hurts Ford's chances down here in pit road.
Especially if he got any damage off of it.
Didn't look like that hard of a hit into the wall, but still any type of damage, any second differential is going to be crucial and imperative to get this lead over Dohar, who's been very dominant this season.
It looks like Dohar is going to be popped back to about the 5th or 6th after the pit cycles go through.
Got to remember, a lot of them were not on the lead lap. The only two that were, like I said, were Ford and himself. So a lot of those guys getting lap position back. A caution coming out could be crucial for them to be able to put themselves back in this race.
But Gerald, the way the statistics are going right now, and I know you're a big one that looks at statistics, there has not been that many cautions, so it may not be in their favor for it.
The cautions that have come out have been at the most random times, so haven't been beneficial really to anyone. I remember early on a caution did put someone a couple laps down, but they were able to get over that, as you see Dohar right on the bumper of Ha Goddings, who's trying to keep that lead lap.
Let's see, right there in front of him, we've got McKittrick. I believe I finally got it right.
Yeah, McKittrick.
McKittrick.
Andy McKittrick.
I like
And
AMC.
number 10, Ford. I'm going to head back up to driver's chat real quick.
That'll work.
Now for a minute.
And that was owner Gerald, aka Pittsburgh. As we have got one into the wall, and he comes down and stays up, avoids the collision with Hoggotsum. And that could have been very devastating. And you've got N&R Trip looking to stick his nose down on the inside of Sir Graham's. And we're going to see if we can pick up who is where. $18 to go, and it looks like Irish may possibly be in the lead with Sir Graham's in 2. And 4 Tough is stuck back in the P6 trying to catch up after his unfortunate incident with Hallmark. We are trying to rotate through the field. As Texas Terry is trying to close the gap with his teammate Ford and possibly work their way towards the front. As we have got McKittrick and Tripp fighting for that. I believe it is going to be top 5 right now. As McKittrick gets on the inside, lets Tripp know he is there, and gets the run, trying to stick it going into 1 and 2 and take the P4 position away from Tripp. That is going to open up the door for Hoggotsum to also try to get on the inside of Tripp, and they are going 3 wide, scattering, and it looks like Tripp does not. They are beating and banging in that P5 and 6 position going into turn 3 and 4. And Hall decides to go into the pit with about 16 laps to go. As folks' tires are starting to wear down and they are starting to lose that bottom line grip. And we have got Irish in the lead with Sir Graham's in 2, and this is a oh so familiar from last week. And this was identical. If they finish it right now, this is the identical finish of last week. But we have still got about 15 or so to go. So there is a lot that can happen in 15 laps. Especially if they start running into lap car traffic. And Irish gets into the wall just a little bit. That's going to allow Sir Graham's to shave a couple seconds. And Ford Tough, Tripp, and McKittrick. And McKittrick gets loose to the tri-oval, holds it. And they are looking at going 3 wide into 1 and 2. Not for sure what happened on there, but looks like Tripp was on the receiving end of whatever it was and dropped some position to McKittrick and Ford Tough. As we are going to get up here with the leaders right now, as we are down to 10 laps to go, and Dohar is chasing Sir Grams, and they both are after Irish as they go into turn 3. And Dohart gets a run on Grams, as it looks like Grams is going into pit. So Dohart now has his eyes set on Irish, as we are coming down to 9 laps to go in the last stage of the Charlotte Haggard 300. And everybody is starting to take the green cycle pit stops. And we are down to 8 laps to go. As Irish has Dohart in his rear view. And this seems like Dohart is not really gaining, so this may be a fuel saving tactic that Dohart is using. And we have known many a times for Dohart to be a gas saver. As they come across the backstretch, Irish is still opening up that lead just a little bit. But as he comes down through 3 and 4 across the tri-oval, that is going to put us down to 6 laps to go. We are riding with Stroker, who has got a good view of the Dohart and Irish show. As Irish is still maintaining a little bit of a gap between Dohart, as we are down to 5 to go. And Dohart got caught up in some lap traffic. And Dohart is saving gas. I can tell by the way he's driving, he is saving it. Irish submitted and gave up the lead, having to pit for fuel. And this is going to come down to a fuel fanatic. Or a fuel frenzy. 3 to go as Sir Grams now is setting his sight on Dohart. As Dohart is coming into lap traffic. If Dohart is trying to save gas and not get amongst the lap traffic, that's going to allow Sir Grams to slowly start shaving the tenths of a second off each lap. And down to 3 to go, Sir Grams is closing in the gap. And it looks like Dohart, I may be wrong, position Sir Grams was in, but it looks like Dohart is trying to save a lot of gas. 1 to go. And Ford has worked his way up into P2. As Dohart is coming through the tri-oval, he is going to take another checkered flag of the season. with Ford finishing up in P2. And waiting to see confirmation of P3. Irish wrapped it up in P3. And Dohar once again is looking to restart the streak that he had from the beginning of the season. So everybody, let's chill for a minute, and we will get our top three in here and have a post-race interview. Well, it looks like Dohar with that win, he's going to open up that gap a little bit more, especially with the stage wins. But right now, we are going to take a holler at Irish, who came up in P3. Last minute, I'm going to say and guess with, it was the last minute fuel checks. What kind of dropped you out of that position, Irish?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I didn't hear the first part of the question. But yeah, I was banking on a caution there at the end. Trying to, run away with it there. Knew I was 4 laps short of fuel. But time to buy a shifter. Good job, Dohar.
Well, man, you broke the streak last week. You got you a podium this week. So we will look forward to seeing what you are going to bring to the table next week as we hit into, I believe it's Watkins Glen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it actually is the Glen.
I'm definitely looking forward to that one. It's going to be fun.
Well, Ford, you went through some pretty rough ordeals. Somehow managed to pull a P2 out of your hat. How'd you do it, man?
Man, that was nothing but strategy. Congratulations, Dohar. Congratulations to Irish on the third. And we had to pull some strategy out. We noticed that I noticed that Dohar, made his fuel strategy work on stage 3. Didn't really have that luck on the first 2 stages, and we still ended up finishing pretty good. Actually, was able to take a stage due to a late caution. But yeah, I noticed his strategy was working pretty good. We were working together pretty well. I had it. I would have been there, I think, if Hallmark, had got into a little bit of trouble and got into us, collected a little bit of damage. But man, I saved that fuel. That fuel saving was the greatest thing I could do, because I had no chance after getting into that little incident with the 6. I had no chance of getting up there to him. So yeah, it was a good run though. I was kind of worried about Charlotte, but we practiced a little bit and congratulate. I want to say thanks to my team. They had a good run tonight. Saw Sir Graham's up there and leading quite a few laps. But yeah, we had a good night. Better than what I thought I was going to do.
Well, we talked a little bit before the race, and we was talking about Charlotte, and you said it's not my great track. Well, it seems to be a pretty good for you. You pulled up at P2, so that's going to close in a little bit on Dohar with the points, but he's the man on a mission.
I'm right there. I hope he could feel me staring at that P1 position. But man, congratulations to him. I'm just glad I can keep up with him and race with him. you know, a lot of these guys are fast, and you know, we have so much fun. So, you know, good racing to everybody. Thank y'all for broadcasting. You know, we appreciate everybody, our sponsor. You know, and yeah, we're gonna call it a night and hope for the best at Watkins Glen.
Well, all right, Dohar. I think you might, along with everything else you do, I think you might order to become a spokesperson and sponsor for the shifters. Start selling them. That seems to be what's doing it for you.
I mean, that was a bit of the difference. It's also, just kind of the driving style that I have, where I'm always easy on throttle, hard out. Um, it plays a role, but definitely the shifter helped me save as much fuel as I needed to on a preset here. We had a really good car. I was planning to go an extra lap or two on each run anyway, just because I figured if the caution was going to come out, it was going to come out in the middle of pit stops. Most of the time it did, just wait until everybody cycled through, kind of just dodging the minefield, so to speak, and just hoping that you kind of don't hit the roulette wheel. But we got it done. Seeds one, we had to come from the bag, disconnecting, qualifying again. I don't think we've ever really started up front, but that's okay. We just raced our way up there as diligently as we can, as cleanly as we can, and got up there in stage one. We had that late caution that we really didn't need because we were good on fuel when nobody else was. And then I had damage to repair, so I decided to repair it on the caution brake. We started eighth. 2-lap shootout, got all the way up to fourth. Probably would have had a chance, I think, second, but Ford was gone by that point. And that's when I was starting to think about the points lead, and I was like, it's going to start getting really nitty-gritty down here. But stage two worked in our favor, where he had an issue with the car, and luckily we were just able to win that one on speed. And that's what I wanted to show today, was no matter if it came down to speed or fuel, we were going to be up front as much as we could. I'd try to pass Irish as quick as I can, so that way he didn't think I just beat him on fuel saving, but I couldn't quite get to him. I was just right there behind him and just couldn't quite squeak it. But all in all, a fantastic day, just about as perfect as you can ask for, all circumstances considered. And we'll go to Watkins Glen. I'll have a lot of fun. I don't really like road course racing on the wheel, so we're just going to go out there and try to log some laps and keep it on the track and see if we get a top three out of it.
Well, you are $50 richer, so I'm curious, are you going to buy you a good $50 worth of some good humor ice cream?
Hey, I promised my girlfriend I would buy her Mexican dinner. I got to shout out to Hager for putting up that $50 purse. That's pretty remarkable. My girlfriend helped me get ready for the race, and I let her down because I told her to be done by 9. I was absolutely 40 minutes off. I promised her Mexican food, so she's going to be mad at me, but that'll buy us about 2 nights worth of dinner. We can live with that.
Pick your battles and take your wins.
Hey, that's what it is. I told her it's for $50, so she understands, I think.
Well, congratulations again, and we will kind of carry it on next week to Watkins Glen. Gerald, if you want to shut her down, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, it was a great race tonight at Charlotte. Would love to thank everyone for tuning into the Hager 223 XKY 300 from Charlotte. Make sure you guys go follow him on Twitch. His link is in the chat. Go ahead and click on that. Give that man a follow. He really deserves it, putting up this $50 purse for our winner tonight. Definitely congrats to Dohar on another win this season. Really doing a great job behind that 88 wheel for Junior Motorsports. Good Humor is really loving that over there for him. And everyone else tonight, Ford being able to stay in the battle late until some unfortunate, contact. It happens in races. Graham's really doing a great job. He's came into the league a little bit late, race late. He worked his way up there. A lot of guys that, I didn't expect to do as well started doing better. And I really love how the direction the league is going in, and where, even you had a guy first race tonight, I believe he finished top 5, and he was always up there in the stages. So, this is a league that's going to keep growing each week. And I appreciate all the drivers coming each week, showing out, trying to get after these purses our great sponsors have put up. Worm Rider, really appreciate you putting together the stream and having that out there for us, and just very excited for next week. We got the Smith Nation podcast from the Glen, so that'll be 200 miles of fun, or no, 150 miles of fun. So I believe it's 150. But still going to be a great race. We appreciate Hager this week. Smith Nation next week. So tune in for that. And hope everyone has a blessed night.
And that is one thing, Smith Nation. We are fortunate enough we go right after his podcast. So look him up on all the social media. It's all the same. And next week we will try to get with him and see if we can get something going. So until next week at the Glen, myself, Gerald, ACS, we thank y'all for coming out, and we will see y'all next week.